When a person dreams, the dream has figures. When the person, after the person awakes, the person can embody the figures in the dreams and practice and use voluntary effort to give it body.
When a person tells a dream, you have to think of it as they have an organization of telling the dream. You could see how they tell you, how they've organized themselves to tell you this dream. So that's the first way of discussing with the person how they're telling you the dream, how they're acting, what attending is like, what making a distance is like, what the muscular actions are of trying to recall the dream. Then if you ask a person, among other questions, which figure do you feel attracted to, or which figure you think dominates the image that interests you? Could you assemble a muscular model of it? So now you've asked the person to take an involuntary act, the dream is an involuntary act, and introduce the voluntary motor patterns from the voluntary system in the cortex. Oh, this person was standing tall, this person has a stiff neck, this person was very forward with his chest. They do their best to make this muscular model. They have now given more body to the dream figure. They have now gone from a neural organization to a muscular organization. And now you start the dialogue of the body with its own muscular organ and its voluntary tracts and its involuntary pictorial machinery in different aspects of the occipital cortex. And you then are creating a body-cortex relationship which has to do with the ability to repeat and practice a behavior. And in doing that practice of making a muscular model and editing its intensity, its duration, or its more and more completeness, bringing more and more of the body musculature into the scene, you are creating an enormous cortical muscular relationship within the body, and you're creating a sort of personalization of your own action that you can now repeat on your own. And that gives you a personal sense of identity, and it makes the organism familiar with its own responsive mechanism. That is, it dreams about its situation, and it now has a way to give that more body, and then to create an inward organization of this I can do, I can be this shape, I can do this thing, and gives them a sense of having a personal life.
Okay, let's go back to editing a shape. Tell us, so somebody embodies a dream figure, and you say that editing it, the person can edit the shape, giving it more intensity. Tell us the step-by-step of giving it more intensity or less intensity, and then choosing.
The easiest way to understand it, you just say to the person, show me how you would make an imitation of this shape.
Okay.
And then you could say, are the legs involved in it? Are the chest involved? Are your hands involved? How is the position of your head? You call their attention to, or you let them find out by intensifying, which I call assembling, or converging, bringing together more muscular effort, which makes a relief map of the image. It sort of makes it more bodied from being one-dimensional to two-dimensional to three-dimensional. Once they've made this pattern and made it more or less intense with more or less muscular effort, you've then created an attending pattern of being able to repeat this. So then you could say, now when you're at work, do you recognize your slump posture? And can you now organize disassembling the slump posture, or practice being unslumped and how you experience yourself talking to your co-workers or to your manager, and how you change and work with your relationship. So therefore, you now have gone from working with yourself, experiencing the different shapes you might have, to being able to repeat them in social or interpersonal situations. And then you increase the range of voluntary experiences, which then become part of the library of your ability to act differently in situations. And that is really the intention of dreaming, to change how you act in different situations.